Mary J. Blige, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
Thank you.
Wow, there are a few people I get to interview or get to speak to who have made more of an impact, not just in a genre or in music, but in society. You are a soundtrack to periods of time. You're a soundtrack to emotions and feelings that human beings have experienced over many, many, many years. I mean, with eight multi-platinum albums, with 9 Grammy Awards, with 2 Oscar nominations, the list is endless. You are truly the queen. And now, for the first time ever, we get to see you telling your story in a way that we never have before. My Life, the documentary, Mary J. Blige. Why the story and why now?
Well, about 2 years ago, the whole world was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the My Life album. People were giving testimonies online and people, I was running into people and, the whole thing about, this album saved my life again was coming back up again. So it was time. And I felt like it was important to do it years later, on the 25th anniversary, especially, Nas and I both were on the royalty tour, and he was celebrating his 25th anniversary of the Illmatic.
Right.
It was just so special. Like it was just time to tell the story because I'm coming from a place of strength now. So now I
Wow.
go back and revisit, and okay, it's going to hurt and all of that stuff, to revisit all those painful times. But I'm strong enough now because I've been through so much hell that I can talk now.
It's really interesting that you bring that up because for many people, that's what my life was. What you were talking about was less of a facade. It was, this is my life, this is my pain, this is what I'm going through. Looking back on it now, do you think that was cathartic for you as a person, or do you think it made you relive the pain constantly as you were singing those songs?
It was both because I didn't know how to get out of the pain, you
Mm.
know. But it was something I had to do in order to start the healing process without even knowing I was healing. So just putting my pain out there and stuff like that was like a cry for help. And then when all the fans responded, it was like, oh wow, now it's a responsibility subconsciously because
Oh,
I can't
wow.
do anything for you because I'm still in pain, I'm still in hell. So it did so many things that I didn't know it was doing, because while I was in it, I was in it. It was dark, it was suicide, it was all types of stuff. But then the fans were like, it's saving my life. And now when I look back like years later, I'm like, wow, I didn't know I did so much.
Yeah, I would love everyone to watch this documentary because what you do is you strip away all of the facades. You show us what went into Mary J. Blige, My Life, in a way that I don't think we ever would have thought. I mean, you show us your journey growing up, struggling through poverty. We see your life when drugs become a big hindrance in your world. We see you going through a world of domestic abuse. We see all of these things happening to you as Mary J. Blige, and it's hard to believe that you survived. Was there a time when you didn't think that you would see the other side?
Yeah, during the My Life album, I
Mm.
didn't think I was going to make it. During the Share My World album, I didn't think I was going to make it. But I stopped thinking about it after a while, and I just kept self-medicating, trying to check out, And it wasn't until the No More Drama album where it was like, okay, I'm tired of feeling like this. I hate feeling like I hate myself. I hate feeling like I want to commit suicide. Now I don't want to die, but I don't know how to stop doing this. I don't know what to do. But that was the point where I spoke and said, enough, enough. And that was a decision that was made. And so I had to choose life. I chose life. And I think I chose life, over um for my fans as well, because I said if I check out, I'm gonna take a bunch of people with me because these
Mm.
fans are so die hard. So I chose my life and I chose my fans.
Everyone has a different moment when they find that joy, when the trajectory of their lives changes from pain, trauma, and suffering. And it doesn't switch overnight, but there's just a turn. And I'd love to know what that turn was for you and what that moment was that changed Mary J. Blige's life and just took you to a world of healing and starting to live a completely different life.
Well, from 1994 to 2016, I've been going through hell. It's been all over the news. Everything's, divorce public, everything. 2016 came, I got out of the divorce. And that's when I was like, enough. I've done something great. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm going to take my flowers now. I'm going to speak to myself in the morning about, positivity and, loving myself and finally finding myself, not things, because sometimes we, you know, when we're younger, we look at things as
Right.
success, but
Right.
things are not success. Success is when you can enjoy the things, you know, and now I could finally enjoy the things and enjoy my life and not feel like I'm in prison and in hell, and take responsibility for what I did to put myself there, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing, just taking responsibility for you, and then all of that stuff will come out on the outside of you.
You gave so much to your fans, but there's no doubt that you also gave so much to hip hop as an industry, just as a concept. You know, now you hear hip hop everywhere. There was a time when hip hop had one of the worst stigmas attached to it. And I know a lot of record executives back in the day didn't want hip hop associated with R&B. They didn't want hip hop in any sort of mainstream music. But you fought to have it, not once, not twice, not three times, but on every single song on that album. What was it about hip hop that Mary J. Blige loved so much that made you go, you know what? I want to give hip hop a platform in my album, in my world.
Well, because growing up in the inner cities and in the projects, hip hop gave us a voice. Hip hop gave us an identity. It spoke our pain. You know,
Right.
every rapper, you know, it gave us something to dance to. It gave us something to feel swaggy to have attitude, to just, you know, wear all of our chains and all of our jewelry and be proud of who we were growing up, you know, in the inner cities. And, you know, and that's, you know, hip hop won me my first Grammy. You're All I Need was my first Grammy ever. And I was proud of that. And I'm proud to be the queen of hip hop. So, because hip hop has given me from the day, from the first time I heard the Funky 4+1 More and the Sugar Hill Gang, like I was a little girl. You know, it gave me something. It gave us attitude. It gave us dimension. It just gave us, you know, the shit that we have.
Yeah, it feels like you're on a different journey, and it feels like the moniker of queen is going to just move from one industry to another. I mean, you are the queen of hip hop soul, you are the queen of R&B, and now every time we see you on screen, it feels like it's only a matter of time before we also go, no, Mary J. Blige is also the queen of Hollywood, because I mean, 2 Oscar nominations is no joke in anybody's career, and now the movie Respect is going to be coming out. You once again, I mean, every time you're on screen, there is something that you give to the audience that goes beyond just the acting. And I would love to know from your side, where do you think that love of acting came from? And what do you think it is about acting that you so seamlessly, and maybe it's not seamless, but it seems so seamlessly slide into, and it just seems like it is you.
Well, when I was a little girl, I was put in a school play, a Christmas play by my music teacher, and I did really well. And that was the word in school. Wow, Mary did really well. But that was something I had to leave, because living, you know, where we lived, you know, you couldn't just be happy about anything. Right. So I leave that there. And then when I got in the music business, it came back again. The Jamie Foxx show was offered to me, and I played Ola Mae, and I think it was 1996 or something like that. And then Strong Medicine came, and everybody, you know, saw that, you know, I could act, and I was like, oh, I guess I can. So I'm gonna keep trying. So I just kept pushing for things that would challenge me. Although I was still singing, that's what I did. I wanted to do that. I always wanted to act, you know, as a little girl. And so when it came to me as a woman, I was like, let me go for this. And I went for it. And when I got the 2 Oscar nominations, it scared the hell out of me, because I was just going to do a movie and put all my pain on the table. And I didn't know it was going to come back into Oscar nominations. So people believe in me now. Now I got to work harder, you know, at the craft. So it's just amazing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this, as a fan, as just one of the millions and millions and millions of fans, I just want to say thank you for being a soundtrack to our lives. Thank you for finding your joy on the other end of that story, because all too often, some of our favorite artists never get to reap the rewards of all the things that they've helped create. So we applaud you, we salute you. Congratulations on when you win the Oscar. It's inevitable. It's just going to happen. So I'll congratulate you now, because I don't know when I'll see you again.
Thank you.
Mary J. Blige, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.